I feel as though it's a lot of people out here that's like doing and going about life like, they're trying to play through other people's roles. Now let me explain. It's two extremes that I found myself coming into interactions with. One, it's the extreme of they following like what their parents think is best for them, or like, they going to college and they don't like college. They studying something or they majoring in something that's not gonna get them nowhere, like something useless, like psychology or human physics or some stuff that's like it's not really gonna benefit you. You're not gonna make no serious money from it when you graduate. They doing everything that their parents want them to do. They studying what their parents want them to do. They taking the classes their parents want them to. They following the whatever. Like they basically their parents is living through them. Like all the advice that they getting from their parents or they step parents or they grandparents or whatever, whoever's in their life that's older than them or like that's elder to them, they living how they tell them to live. 9 times out of 10, that ends up in the person being sad, either depressed, having a bad life. They not happy with what they doing, and they not really progressing far along in their life, and it's not gonna lead them to their end destination, which is whatever they want it to be. Now the second extreme is that they don't take no advice from no elders. They don't take advice from their parents. They don't take advice from their uncles or their grandparents, and they just solely going based off of how they want to live their life, and just doing what they want to do, not really having no clear goal or clear end goal, or not really having a plan on what they want to do. And they end up just blowing off a lot of years just having fun and living their life because it's YOLO. So they usually end up blowing off a lot of years, and then they end up like 30, 40 years old, all washed up. They all drained and everything. They done partied, had all the fun in the world, got white girl wasted, and just lived their life to how they thought it was supposed to be lived without really not having a clear set plan or not setting up a foundation for themselves. That's the two things, and that's the two types of people that I find myself coming in interaction with. That my thing is the fact that it's even that extreme, that it has to be two extremes. It's always gonna be a hot and a cold. But the thing is that it's more people going towards the hot side, which is the living their life and doing what they want to do. Not like I don't really see a lot of people like listening to what their parents want, because it's a lot of the social media, the younger social media group, like they seeing them making money, they doing clothes, they doing this and that, rapping and everything, and like that's good, like shouts out to you. But it's starting to be like everybody thinks that they can do that thing. Not everybody can do clothes. Not everybody can make music. Not everybody can go to the NBA. Not everybody can do what they seeing other people on social media do. Like that's just not that you just can't do that. That's just something that you can't do. Some people are made to do, or their purpose may be one thing, and you can't change your purpose to be what their purpose is. You have to go and find your own purpose. So with that being said, my reasoning for this is that it's a lot of people that's not taking their life as serious as they should be. I talk about this topic a lot, but this time it's a little different, because I'm not saying that you need to go out and find your purpose, but what you do need to do is like focus on one thing. Focus on one thing that you want. Like, what is your end goal? Like, what do you want to get out of life? Like, what do you want to see yourself in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? And like really find that one thing that's really gonna be like, okay, this is mine. Like I'm going to do this. I'm going to be here. You don't even gotta write the steps out. Just lock in on one thing that you want. If you keep on doing the stuff that you've been doing, which is just going with the flow and trying to live your life and not take advice from your parents, because believe it or not, bro, your parents do, even though they may not be where you want to be, or they where they are in their life, where your parents is at in their life, you may not want to be there when you get to that age. But regardless of all of that, they still have more years of experience than you. So you gotta listen. Like, you have to learn something. Like, you can benefit something from them, because they've lived longer, they had more experiences than you. And that goes with every older person. Like, every older person lives more years than you, so like you can benefit something from that. But if you like one of the type of people that like to be closed-minded and like to do yourself or do for yourself or figure it out on your own, I'm low-key like that. So that's why I'm not knocking you for it, but it's like you can't live like that throughout your whole life. Like, you're not gonna get far trying to live in in this, oh, I can do it myself bubble. I don't have to ask for help. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. That's just point blank period. Like you can't do a lot of the things, like a lot of these big companies, a lot of the people that you looking up to on Instagram and social media, a lot of these big, these big platforms, a lot of these people that got big platforms, they ain't do it themselves. Like, yeah, they might have got it out the mud, but they ain't do it themselves. Like, they always had somebody that they could ask for advice. They had a mentor or somebody they could look to, or somebody that they was doing it together with. Like, they had somebody that they could look to that's like, okay, let me bounce off you. Let me bounce off ideas from you. You can't just do it yourself. You can't. There's nothing in life that you can do by yourself that you're gonna get far with. I feel like there's people tend to take that social media stuff too seriously, and too, like, they try to connect, or they try to make social media real life. Like, people get caught up in trying to make social media real life that they forget that the actual reality of things is that your life is just, you get one life. You get one life, bro. Like, you're not finna just, respawn and start over again. You can't just make a whole bunch of mistakes and then just expect to start over from a clean scratch. Like, in 50 years, you're gonna be 50 years older. Like, in 20 years, you're gonna be 20 years older. You're not finna start over again at age 0. You're gonna be 20 years older than your previous age. If you haven't locked in on one thing, if you haven't locked in on a focus or made your mind up to dedicate your time to, like, okay, I'm gonna do this one thing. So if I'm not, I at least have something I can look to. You have to be moving towards, like, a destination. What's your destination? You just want to sit around the house and, play games all day, eat pizza, go to parties and smash white. You can't, like, you have to have, like, an end destination. A lot of people get lost. Like, it's a lot of people out here that's lost, and they don't got no guidance. They got nobody to help them. They don't have no, like, mentor, no knowledge on even how to get to where they want to get. Like, a lot of people have goals, but they don't even know how to get there. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people, you probably got goals, bro. You got goals. You might not even know how to get there. And the scary thing about it is that people think that you just supposed to do everything by yourself, that you don't even want to ask for help. You scared to ask for help. You scared to, like, to reach out and figure out what you can do to get closer to your goals from somebody that's already at where you want to be at, from somebody that's where you want to be at. You scared to go out and ask, like, oh, or you may not even have the resources to go ask. It's just, it's troubling and it's worrying, because we are the generation. Like, how they be talking about, like, oh, we the next generation. It's not we the next generation, bro. Like, we are the generation here. We're the ones that's supposed to be leading our people, or our generation, our age. We the ones supposed to be leading the next group, or paving the way for the next group, like our kids and stuff. And we can't do that if we don't even got ourselves straightened out. We can't do it. How we gonna lead somebody we don't even got ourselves straightened out? Focus on that one thing. Figure out that one thing that you want to do with your life. Figure out that one thing. You ain't got to be the best at it, but definitely try to achieve something. Like, figure out where you want to be at in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Because you're not going to be in the same place. If you're in the same place in 20 years, then your chances of being great are very low. Like, they damn near non-existent. Like, you stuck. I'm sorry. You just going to suck as a person. And I mean, if that's how you see yourself in 20 years, if you see yourself in 20 years just sucking, just being trash, just being an ass person, then have fun. But make sure that, you don't fail, you don't let down your parents or the people in your life that care about you. Like, for me, I do it for my future family. Like, I don't really care about, not to say I don't care about them, but, like, I'm not really focused on making my parents proud, or, making my siblings proud. Like, I mean, because that's just gonna happen. But I'm focused on making sure that my future family, like my wife and my kids, they have something to be proud of. They have something to be able, they can count on me. Oh, my dad did this for me. My dad did this, and that. He was able to make sure that me and my brothers was good. He was able to make sure me and my other siblings was good. My wife could look at me like, damn, baby, you did that. Feel me? I like you. Where you come from? Baby? I ain't never met somebody like you before. On the guys. So it's like, that's what I do it for. That's my passion. That's my purpose. I'm doing everything I'm doing now to make sure that my wife can look at me like, oh my God, who is that? That's what I'm doing it for. My kids could look at me like, damn, dad, like, feel me? My dad, the best dad in the world. Just like how I was with my dad. Just find your why and find your purpose. It ain't hard. Just find your focus, lock in on it, and then figure it out. That's all you can do. Ask for help. Don't be scared to do that neither. Feel me? You can't be desperate. You can't be DSG4F if you don't ask for help on the gosh.